as the political and organizing director with the Nevada Conservation League. I'm thrilled to be here in Carson City, right outside our state legislature, with dozens of activists across the Silver State and our legislative leaders as we kick off our Conservation Lobbying Week of Action. Conservation Lobby Day is an opportunity for us to show the solidarity of the conservation movement and the strength and the belief that all Nevadans deserve clean water, clean air, access to our public lands, and a prosperous, equitable, clean energy future. Nevada is home to two of the fastest warming cities in the country. And Nevadans feel the impacts firsthand of climate-fueled weather events, from extreme heat to drought to wildfires. It's why advocates from across the state are joining us today as we lobby our elected officials and advocate for pro-conservation policies. We know a win for our environment is a win for all communities. Specifically, our agenda plans to advance the clean transportation solutions, prioritize wildlife safety and infrastructure, expand access to public lands, and defend Nevadans against legislation to prolong the use of fossil fuels. I was fortunate to grow up in a family that instilled in me the value of protecting our public spaces, our natural resources, and our precious wildlife. My most special memories were made outdoors with my family. And I want future generations to have the same opportunity. And when I think of future generations, I think of my little brother Carlos, who I brought with me today. Carlos was excited to attend Conservation Lobby Day, so much to the point that he was willing to sign up for an 8-hour bus trip. And now he gets to see how laws are made and how we fight for our environment the Nevada way. And with that said, I think he has a few special words he wants to share with y'all.
We protect our environment because future generations are going to depend on us. Now I'd like to introduce our legislative leader and fellow conversation champion Senate Majority Leader Nicole Canizaro to the podium to share about protecting our natural landscapes.
Carlos, you did an excellent job, and you brought the right coat for the occasion. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nicole Canizaro, and I serve as a senator from Senate District 6 in the northwest portion of the Las Vegas Valley, and also as your Senate Majority Leader. I want to take a moment just to say thank you to all of the amazing organizations that are here today for Conservation Lobby Day, the Nevada Conservation League, Somos Volcanes, Chispa Nevada, and Nevada Outdoor Business Coalition. And thank you for allowing me to come and speak to you for just a few moments today. The work that you have all done to organize around solutions and to come to Carson City and to talk to your elected officials and to help make sure that we are having this conversation in a real way so that folks just like Carlos and our future generations can continue to live in this beautiful state that we all call home is so important. And it really is the reason why we've made such good progress, I think, here in Nevada. Two of Nevada cities, Reno, and of course my hometown where I was born and raised, Las Vegas, are two of the country's fastest warming cities. And I know Andrew mentioned that as well. So it's imperative, I think, that we continue to build on our climate progress as a state. Part of the solution, and what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today, is our public lands. We have to protect those. Our public lands are an essential part of Nevadans' way of life. And growing up in Las Vegas, lots of people would say to me, well, you just basically live in a casino, right? Because it's Las Vegas, and so you live on the Strip, and do you even go to real school? What do you do in the meantime? And growing up in a place like Nevada, you have to kind of tell people, like, actually, Nevada is a really beautiful place with a lot of really beautiful lands around us that we should cherish and protect. So having places like Lake Mead and Mount Charleston in my backyard was a way for my family. We didn't have a ton of money, but it was a way for my family to kind of get out and see Nevada and to have things to do in our childhood. And so I have very fond memories of being there, and I think that those experiences really do speak to me as an elected official when we're talking about what we can be doing, and part of that is protecting our public lands. And that's why in 2017, that was my first session here, I made public lands a priority, and I worked really closely with all these organizations to make sure that we passed Senate Bill 413, which established Public Lands Day in Nevada, which is a great day. So it's the last Saturday of September. It's a day for us to get out, to experience our public lands, to see the beauty that is Nevada. And I would just ask everybody, like, take a moment and just look around. I mean, we're in front of the Capitol. It's a little cold today, but just look back that way, and you're going to get a beautiful scenery, and the exact reason why it is we have to protect our public lands. This is a beautiful place to live, and we have to work really hard to make sure we keep it that way. Nevada has more public lands than any other state in the lower 48. National parks, monuments, recreation areas, as well as our state parks, bring travelers from across the country, so it has a huge economic impact as well. And that helps not only just Nevada, but it helps everyone else too, right? Our country, the whole world. I think it's to experience the beauty that is Nevada. And so on Public Lands Day, those treasures are available to visit without any fees. So you can go, take your family. I encourage everybody to think about that as you're planning your September travels. Public Lands Day in Nevada is the place to be. Just last week, in case you missed it, President Biden also made big news by designating Bikwame a national monument. That's fantastic because, you know, preserving these lands, they're sacred to Nevada's tribes. It's also going to help us fight climate change, right? Protecting these lands helps our climate. And the fight against climate change is the fight for our children's future. And Carlos is like the exact epitome of that this morning. That's our ability to continue to live in the places that we call home. And I know that I am very committed to that and to keeping our public lands public so we can all continue to enjoy Nevada's outdoor beauty and continue to have a say in making sure that our land is used in ways that promote a viable future for generations to come. I am optimistic that we are going to find ways to compromise with Governor Lombardo to advance policies that further secure a cleaner future for all Nevadans, because I know that that is important for Nevadans. And if we're listening to Nevadans, we're going to be able to find ways to do that. But I also want everyone here to know and to hear me very clearly that we are not turning back the clock. We are not walking backwards. We are not going to change a lot of the really sound policies that we have enacted that help us to make Nevada a place where everyone can call home. I know that I have a strong colleague and a fighter with me in the legislative building. I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to introduce him. We are committed to making sure that this still stays a place where you can live, work, and raise a family. That starts with protecting our environment, protecting our public lands. And I know he's going to find like a lot of trails to go run and get outdoors. So check out his photos and Instagram and Facebook and all that. But thank you all for being here. Thank you so much to everyone standing back here for advocating for these really important policies on behalf of our public lands, for fighting climate change, and creating a more sustainable future. And with that, I would like to introduce to you my colleague and friend, the Speaker of the Nevada Assembly, Steve Yeager.
Oh, thank you so much, Senator. It is cold out here today, and the more you clap and yell, the warmer you are. I think that's how good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us, particularly those of you in the shade. I'm jealous of those of you in the sun out there, but today is Conservation Lobby Day at the Nevada Legislature, always one of my favorite days, and obviously a very great and timely day to have Lobby Day in light of President Biden's designation of Bikwame as a national monument. More than 500,000 acres will be protected. So why are we here today? Thank you for that, Carlos. Hello. So today we are here to celebrate protecting our environment, fighting for climate justice, and advocating for policies that will ensure a sustainable future for all of Nevada. Climate justice is not only about protecting the environment, but it's also about ensuring that our communities have equal access to safe living conditions. We know the effects of climate change disproportionately affect low-income and marginalized Nevadans. Now, we've always known that, but it's only recently here in the legislature we've been talking about that, and it's because of the work that all of you have done to bring this issue to the forefront. And I can tell you that, like the Senate Majority Leader said, and my colleagues believe, it is our responsibility as legislators to work towards a future where everyone has a fair chance for a healthy and prosperous life. This is why we need to continue to push for policies that prioritize the environment and promote sustainability. We can do both of those. We need to invest in clean energy sources, protect our valuable natural resources, and reduce our carbon footprint. As Speaker, I can confidently say that we will continue to advance legislation that expands our clean energy economy, brings good paying jobs to the state of Nevada, reduces our emissions, and creates safe, resilient, and healthy communities for everyday Nevadans. Because the choices we make today, the ones we're making today and in this session, are going to have a profound impact on the world we leave behind for future generations, much like Carlos and his colleagues. So I'm going to promise you this. We will continue to work with our partners in the federal and local government, tribal nations, business, and environmental community to make Nevada a sustainable, just, equitable, and welcoming place that can thrive. And before I finish, I want to give a huge shout out to all the organizations here today and all the organizers who put in tremendous amounts of work on these issues. And thank you for getting on that bus for 8 hours. And a shout out to the Sierra Club, who we missed earlier. Thank you all so very much for your time. Thank you for inviting me to speak, and it is now my honor to introduce Angel Lascano with Somos Votantes.
Hola todos, thank you so much, Mr. Yeager, for the introduction and the wonderful words. My name is Angel Lascano. I'm the environmental justice organizer for Somos Votantes. I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of outdoor recreation equity. So, el sol sale para todos. The sun comes out for everyone. That's what's often heard in Latino households every morning across Nevada as working families do their part to keep the economy going while facing the brunt of climate change. But we know some people get to enjoy the sun more than others. Being born and raised in Nevada, I got to explore the beautiful and abundant landscapes our great state has to offer on very rare but memorable occasions. We're going to Mount Charleston and remembering the pure awe of seeing so many trees in one place for the first time. So the carne asadas that I would have with my family at Lake Mead, feeling the sun between my feet, these are some of my core memories. And while I hold these memories very near and dear to my heart, even growing up, I realized these moments were too seldom and far between. And I'm not alone. I'm one of the many working people across Nevada who face these types of barriers that surround us. A relationship with nature, especially in a state where it can be so abundant, is essential to our well-being. The well-being of our state depends on the well-being of working families como nosotros. Funding the outdoor education and recreation grant program will go a long way to removing barriers that prevent our families from connecting with our state's natural beauty, a connection that is well-deserved for our students and for our hardworking families. That's my pleasure to introduce my colleague from Chispa, Aria Torres.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Do a little shimmy, it's a little cold. I'm Aria Flores. I'm here on behalf of Chispa, Nevada. Chispa, Nevada and our members are glad to return to the legislative session to support policies that will clean up our air and make our communities healthier. Nevada's Latino families live in some of the hottest neighborhoods in some of the fastest warming cities and most polluted counties in the nation. We are disproportionately paying higher energy and medical bills as a result. We are at the front lines of poverty and climate crisis. Our families will continue to suffer if we do not act. This legislative session, we can start by cleaning up the trucks and buses that run through our neighborhoods, placed there through decisions rooted in injustice. We can plan for how heat will impact our neighborhoods and workers who labor outdoors. We can also acknowledge how decades of environmental racism have placed burden after burden on our communities, and we can work together to right these wrongs in collaboration with our community. A pollution-free future is possible, and we're looking forward to working with our legislators to make this happen. Thank you. And let me have the honor to mention Lou Bubala from Nevada Outdoor Business Coalition.
Thank you. Again, my name is Lou Bubala. I'm on the board of directors for the Nevada Outdoor Business Coalition. We're a group of businesses that make and support the outdoor recreation economy. So here in town, that's Mount Rose. Down in Las Vegas, that's Lee Canyon. Obviously, we've had a great snow year. It's big suppliers like Patagonia and REI. There are smaller businesses that are run by families. Down in Las Vegas, Peaks and Pedals, and here in Reno, Gear Hut. look, everybody here, everybody in this building, pretty much everybody who lives in Nevada ends up spending time outdoors. We are a lifestyle kind of town. So whether or not you're making your life selling gears like skis at Bobo's or something like that, or you're the one skiing, the amount of money that goes into outdoor recreation on our public lands every year is amazing. $4 billion is the amount that has been calculated just for Nevada. So every time you go on a trip and you go see something outdoors, that's money that's being recycled and spent here in the money. And we've got people coming into Tahoe, the Valley of Fire, and Great Basin and Death Valley. So we've got just this incredible landscape that we need to protect. Wildlife is a huge, huge part of that. We've got some great great proposal this year to expand wildlife corridors, create bypasses over some of the roads. If you go out to Elko, they've already got some installed. They're just the most amazing things. So you get deer and all sorts of big ungulates. I got to use the word ungulates today. That's a great word. And I'm almost out of time, so thank you, Steve, thank you, Nicole, thank you, everybody, and now it is my honor to introduce my daughter, Malin Bubala.
Thank you. My name is Malin Bubala, as you guys all know. I'm a junior at Monty Ranch High School, and I have the honor to speak today, even though I'm kind of nervous. It's kind of freaking me out. I've never done this before. But I wanted to talk to you guys about outdoor education. We have a bill that is being proposed for the legislator, and I think it's the future of education. I grew up going to Nevada Outdoor School, which is a program designed to teach kids about the outdoors, in the outdoors. So I would participate in this at the Black Rock, and I would learn about the wildlife and the plants and how to explore responsibly and respect the nature and the outdoors. And now I am a camp counselor at Project Discovery, which is a nonprofit that is a ropes course and summer camp, and it teaches kids and adults, teaches everyone, life skills and leadership skills, as well as how to respect Mother Nature. And I strongly believe that outdoor education can be really beneficial to especially Nevada residents, because we have access to thousands and I don't know, maybe millions of acres of just public land that we can use freely, and some of it you have to pay for. Mostly we can use it freely. And I think it's a really great opportunity for kids to learn and to educate themselves about where they live and how to respect Mother Nature, because we are the future generation, and what is proposed and what is passed in this building today is going to affect my generation, my kids' generation. So it's just really important to be aware of what is going on as a teenager, as a younger kid, because it's going to affect us. And it is now my pleasure to introduce our closer. So I'm sorry.
Thank you, Malin, our speakers, our legislators, and the conservation community here with us today. My name is Christy Cabrera. I'm the Deputy Director of the Nevada Conservation League. Conservation Lobby Day is an opportunity for Nevadans from across the state to be part of making an impact at our state legislature while working to protect our environment. The climate crisis creates extreme weather events across the country, and Nevada is on the front line. Extreme heat has contributed to water shortages at Lake Mead, our main water source, and one of the country's largest reservoirs. Reno is the #1 fastest warming city in the entire country, and temperatures are expected to continue to increase. Wildfires continue to ravage our communities. These disastrous events are signals from our Earth that we must do more to protect it. That's why dozens of advocates... Sorry about that. That's why dozens of advocates from all over Nevada are here today. We need to remind our legislators what's at stake, and that's a cleaner, healthier, and more equitable future. Our elected officials need to hear directly from Nevadans about why we must continue to expand access to public lands, prioritize wildlife safety, advance clean transportation solutions, and defend Nevada against legislation to prolong the use of fossil fuels. We know a win for our environment is a win for our communities. Today's press conference kicks off Conservation Lobby Day. Tomorrow, March 28th, and Wednesday, March 29th, we will continue virtual town halls with our legislators on climate, equity, clean energy, and conservation. You can stream these discussions live on our YouTube channel or follow us on social media. Again, I want to thank you all. Thank you our speakers. Thank you our advocates for joining us today. And thanks for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. If press has questions for speakers,